Welcome back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. My name is Fentio Tahir Fentio. I'm back on the show. Thanks for joining us tonight. And I'm back with a gift, all right? And I'm just going to let it out of the bag, okay? Starting tonight, the show has been extended by an extra 30 minutes, which means more analysis, more highlights, and more of your messages. We are on from now till 10:30 p.m. here on Joy Prime. So what's on the menu tonight over the next 90 minutes? Quite a lot, okay? Record extending 8 consecutive victory for Nora Hapto, but she's not the only one doing the 8th. Lionel Messi has done it too. An 8th Ballon d'Or title awarded him. We'll get into France, Paris specifically, and give you some of the highlights from tonight's ceremony. In the Ghana Premier League, Kotoko, 4th draw in just 7 matches. Hartlepool, meanwhile, have scored just the 2nd goal in 7 games this season. But none of them is making the headlines. Those headlines belong to Insua Treman, who are now top of the table in the Ghana Premier League. We'll take you to the African Football League, where the first leg semi-final games happened over the weekend with, of course, Mamelodi Sundowns and Wydad getting first leg advantages. In the Premier League, Man United hammered and embarrassed at Old Trafford in the Manchester derby. But Chelsea themselves, they were disgraced really at Stamford Bridge. We've got all the highlights from the weekend's action in the Premier League. There was El Clasico in Spain, where Real Madrid, well, now the saying is, every time they're in trouble, they just bell him. Bellingham, the star man, as Real Madrid triumphed in the El Clasico. There were big matches in Italy as well. We'll bring you that, plus some boxing. Okay, Tyson Fury declared winner in the showdown in Saudi Arabia, but many believe it was controversial, and the Cameroonian Francis Ngannou should have won. We've got F1 as well as your messages here on the show. If you're a big fan of Twitter, the way you can share your thoughts with us is by using the hashtag SportsZone on Twitter. We'll retweet the messages and share them with the rest of our viewers from across the continent. If you prefer WhatsApp, well, the number is on your screen. All right, 0557 0554 575757, I believe. It's on your screen. Okay, 0551, I beg your pardon, 575757. 0551 575757. If you prefer WhatsApp, that's how you can reach us. And I promise you, we have plenty of time, which means we'll have enough time to read all your messages here on the show. Show you a lot of highlights. Welcome to the show. It's sponsored, of course, by Hunters and also Syntex Tank. We'll tell you more about them when we come back from this short break. Also, I'll tell you how to win money, all right? If you've been watching this show, you know how to win money. All you have to do is dial *281#, *281#, select Joy Prime, and then you can play, all right? It's just 5 CDs for a ticket. If you enter 1 ticket, 5 CDs. If you enter 2, that is 10 CDs, and so on. We will have draws where we'll hand out 500 Ghana CDs. I believe 2 draws, my director, is that correct? Where we'll hand out two lucky winners tonight, 500 Ghana CDs each before the end of this show. So do go on and play. *281#. Maybe you'll be the lucky winner tonight. Last week, a beautiful lady won, I believe. This week, it could be you. All right, so let's do that. Keep playing. Welcome to the show. We'll take a short break. We have plenty of time tonight, I promise you. But when we come back, I will introduce my guest, and then we can start showing you some highlights. And there's plenty of highlights tonight. Come back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. I'm Fentio Tahir Fentio. Tonight, I'm joined on the show by my 2 favorite guys, Sitcho Fefili Bachrim and Daniel Cranton. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Ciao. I speak Italian now.
Pronto.
Grazie. Calma. Yes, that are random phrases. Actually, I've met you guys, man.
Good to see you.
Exciting, right? Now we have an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah. We can finally do what we've been meaning to do.
The change we voted for. The change we voted for.
That's right.
Yeah.
The change we voted for.
Yeah, thank you.
the change we voted for.
Thank you.
Charlie, if you are a pre-second watching the show, congratulations. Pre-sec have done it. Charlie, it's like today, this weekend has been a weekend of eighths, right? Mm-hmm. Lionel Messi, 8th Ballon d'Or. Nora Haptor, 8th consecutive victory as Black Queen's coach. Pre-sec.
8th title. National Science and Math quiz.
Man.
The last two are the only ones I record.
Daniel, you came in your Ashimota tie.
Yeah.
Only to go home in disgrace.
No, not disgrace.
But you were embarrassed.
By who?
By Presec.
When the canton finish?
Which school is that? The school I went to.
We are
not bad. We are not bad.
No, but when you finish second to Presec, I don't think it's embarrassing.
We are not bad. No. Canton Secondary School, a few years, I think like 3 years ago, we reached quarterfinal. That one, it was history.
Well done.
Yeah. By your school, how many science classes are in there?
Very proud of the boys. First final since 2012. And they did really well.
Hey,
really well.
Ashimota.
Yeah.
Since 2012.
Yeah, first final.
So the whole, all that time, the last 11 years, what have you people been doing?
We don't care like that. You guys take it personal. We don't.
Which people take it personal? We can say that we can't reach there.
About
we can say that we can't reach there.
No. But your quarterfinal was history. We don't care like that.
Sijofe, where school you go?
I went to Penny High School.
For Penny?
Yep.
Cove Town?
Yeah. Kokrantumi, Cove Town. Yeah, but
Kokrantumi, Cove Town. Your school be visual art school. You know they do science for
it's business, practically. We've got only 2 science classes. So it's not a school that you're thinking that is going to be competing.
Canton, we only have 1 science class. I don't craft 15 students.
Yeah, there's that.
By the time we are registering for WAEC, it left off. I mean, not anymore. I'm sure now it's better, but it wasn't so great. Anyway, let me tell you about Syntex Tank, prime sponsors of this show, of course. Whatever preferred color of water tank you want, they have it for you. Whatever guarantee that you want, they have it for you. They're the only water tank company that gives you a 7-year warranty. It's never been done before. They give you all kinds of inner layers. They can give you 1, 2, 3. You can have as many as you want. So just remember, whatever your water storage needs are, just remember that Syntex Tank has it. It's strong, it's tough. They have over 300 agents nationwide. So order for a Syntex Tank. Just call 024433 5168, 0244335168, or visit Syntex Tank on social media at Syntex Ghana, or shop online at syntexghana.com. Syntex Tank is strong, tough. Also, Hunters, proud sponsors of this show for a very long time. They've introduced the Red Apple cider. It's crisp, it's refreshing, and it's perfect for any occasion. So whatever your refreshment needs are, make sure it's Hunters. When you gather with the family, with the boys, with the girls, get yourself a bottle of Hunters and then thank me later. Whether you're looking for a chilled drink on a hot sunny day or a warming beverage during the colder months, just remember that Hunters Real Apple Cider is a perfect choice. Hunters Apple Cider has got real apples, another quality product by Casapreco. For bulk pictures, just call them on 0262 351251. 0262 351251. And then get yourself, of course, a Hunters bottle. Also, remember, we're sharing cash tonight, 1,000 Ghana cedis to 2 people. We'll have draws, 500 Ghana cedis each. All you have to do is dial *281# in the quick cash promo and select 8, which is Joy Prime, and then you can play. Enter 1 ticket for 5 cedis or 2 tickets for 10 and so on, and you can win a prize. You never know. It could be you, all right? It really could be you. But, guys, let's begin with this. In France, in Paris, the Ballon d'Or came off. Lionel Messi was handed his 8th Ballon d'Or award tonight, and it's like the worst kept secret in the history of Ballon d'Or. There were other winners, of course. Jude Bellingham undoubtedly was given the Copa Award, which is the award given to the best youngster in the world. Last year, it went to Gavi. Was it Gavi?
Yeah, Gavi.
It was quite controversial. People thought Musiala should have won. Certainly, before we talk about Messi, there can be no debate whatsoever about this year's Copa winner. Sicho?
Yeah, no. I think Jude Bellingham has been immense. In fact, when you look at last season, even for Borussia Dortmund, I thought he played a very pivotal role in what led them to the point where they could have actually won the Bundesliga. In the end, even in that final game, he wasn't fit. He struggled for fitness in the last couple of games going into the end of the season. And at that point, in the final game, you wonder if a fit Jude Bellingham was there. And so now, Dortmund fans do think that had he been fit, at least in that game, they probably could have gone on to win it. That is how important he was. And when you think about the fact that he's only 20 years, that makes it even something more admirable. And for him to step up to a huge club like Real Madrid, put on that iconic number 5 shirt, pick up a new role, in a role that he's not necessarily played all his career, and then delivered game in, game out. Real Madrid's top goal scorer in the league for them, and is popping up in important and vital moment. I just think that he's had an amazing year, no doubt about him deserving that trophy.
Jacko, I'll stay with you here. The controversy, though, is Messi's win. And I call it controversy because this is the first time the Ballon d'Or winner was declared several days before the ceremony. In the past, there's always been speculation, it's going to be Messi, it's going to be... And you can have favorites and what have you. But this year, I think from like 5 days ago, like everybody started saying Messi has been giving his 8 Ballon. They even told us who's going to hand it to him, Didier Drogba. Like, it was just like, I don't know, is that good for the event or that's terrible for the event? Because, I mean, like, why should I bother watching if Messi is going to win?
Yeah, I think for a year like this, it's not too good for the event when it becomes very predictable as it is. But for the leagues to also be out there, as you said, we know who was going to even hand it over to him and what have you. I mean, there were times where it was difficult to even tell because there were major star powers who were competing for the honors. This year, we don't necessarily have those star powers in terms of how huge their brands are. But again, award has gone to Lionel Messi because of his exploits at the World Cup, won it for Argentina. They've not won it in a very long time. Messi went to the World Cup, delivered those numbers and won them. But it's incredibly harsh on a player like Erling Haaland. Because I'm not sure there are many players who are going to have the season he had in the entirety of their careers. And in 2010, and rightly so, when Lionel Messi won it, he didn't win the World Cup, but he had an incredible season with the club, and it was good enough to win him the Ballon d'Or. 2014, the story was different as well. So you're wondering if Erling Haaland should be asking himself what he has to do to win the Ballon d'Or.
He broke every single record available.
He was absolutely immense. Helped his club to win the treble.
Scored, what, 53 goals?
Yes, over 50 goals.
It's in his first season.
In his first season, winning the treble.
Did you know that he has 27 goals in 28 games?
Yes.
For his national
team.
It's crazy.
And for a player who is from Norway, you can't blame him that he didn't win the World Cup. Norway's not going to win the World Cup. You know, they were never going to do it. Yeah. So it's incredibly harsh that Messi had a very terrible season with PSG at his club side. Turns up at the World Cup in 7 games. And yes, he's Messi. He was brilliant. He wins the World Cup. And that is good enough to overwrite everything that Erling did in the season under Man City in his first year in the club. It's incredibly harsh on Erling Haaland. But I can understand why Messi gets it. It's voting. People decide who they think was their best player of the year, which is not necessarily factual, but their opinions. So I remember Thierry Henry saying this on one of those occasions when Mickey Richards asked him, then the year where Pavel Nedved won, Thierry Henry's numbers were way, way better than Pavel Nedved. And Henry was like, if journalists are voting, it's a matter of opinion. If captains are voting, it's a matter of opinion. I think that's what we've just seen back credit to Lionel Messi.
Apart from the opinion that he mentioned, there's also the issue of likability. It is more or less like how much we like you. It's not always necessarily about performance, is it? For this win, last season, Lionel Messi wasn't the best player in the French League. At the World Cup, he was the best player, but he scored 5 penalties, and people are saying, it's just 5 penalties. So, I mean, that's not. I mean, there's still 5 goals. You have to score the penalty, but it wasn't such an outstanding display from Lionel Messi. So when you put all together, like Sicho said, it's hard for a lot of people to be 100% convinced that Lionel Messi deserved it. No?
At the World Cup, he was super. He was brilliant at the World Cup. And the penalty is a goal. If Asamoah had scored the penalty, Morocco wouldn't have been the first African country to be in a semi-final. So if you are given a penalty, you score it. We've seen him miss some crucial penalties. Remember the Copa America, he missed the penalty.
Even at the World Cup,
he missed the penalty. Yeah. So if he scores, it is to his credit, and a penalty is a goal. If you hit a 30-yard shot and I score a penalty, it's still 1 goal each. So credit to him for that. The only thing that kind of confuses me is how the criteria continuously changes when certain individuals are involved. So we've been made to understand that it's an individual award, which I perfectly understand. Over the years, we've seen the consistency with that. But when you go to 2010, I think that's where the first major controversy happened. In 2010, Barcelona didn't win the Champions League. They won the league and the cup. Messi went to the World Cup. In fact, that was his worst ever World Cup. He didn't score a single goal at that World Cup. Got kicked out in the quarterfinals. Yeah. On the other hand, his teammate in Iniesta also won the league and the cup. Was brilliant for Barcelona, as was Messi. Scored a winning goal in the World Cup final and won the World Cup. But we were told then that it was an individual award, and in extraordinary situations, a person's individual season can override what somebody did at the World Cup. Yeah. Which I 100% agree, because it's an individual award. Okay, it's not Messi's fault that he was in a very poor Argentina team coached by Maradona, a poorly coached team at the time. It wasn't his fault.
Yes.
Yeah. So the team you are in can also affect your performances, and no matter how good you are, it can affect you. So individually, when he and Iniesta were in the same team, some may argue that Messi was better. So I perfectly agree. And then the same thing happened in 2014, if you remember, when Ronaldo had led Real Madrid to the La Decima, had broken the long-standing Champions League goal-scoring record, went to the World Cup, had a very poor World Cup, scored just 1 goal, got kicked out in the group stages. At the end of the day, he still won the Ballon d'Or, and the same reason was given. In extraordinary situations, a person's individual season will override whoever won the World Cup. When I look at what happened this season, it's very hard for me not to use that same criteria in terms of extraordinary. We are not going to see... But Messi and Ronaldo, nobody else has produced these numbers in this sort of dominance in European football, especially in the Premier League. He's broken a Premier League record which stood in a 42-game season. That was Alan Shearer back in the day. A 42-game season. He's done it in a 38-game season. Yeah. He's got 36 goals in 36 appearances in the Premier League.
That's unheard of.
The most difficult league in the world. People said at the start when he came in, he's young, it will take time for him to settle. 36 goals in 36 appearances. Yeah. He's led Manchester City to a Champions League trophy. Never have they won a Champions League trophy. He's led Manchester City to a Champions League trophy. Scored more goals than he played games in that. Won the FA Cup with Man City. Banged in the FA Cup. Scored more goals in the FA Cup than he played games. Yeah. So why doesn't that criteria apply here?
Numbers,
Because it's very difficult to understand. Because to be honest, if you go back and you do a proper assessment, and this is just basically simple analysis. Iniesta's season in 2010 Messi wasn't miles ahead of him in club football. If you're looking at raw numbers, yes. But if you're looking at impact, Messi wasn't far ahead of him in club football. So somebody can argue that at the World Cup, because of what he did, he should have won. But if you look at Messi's club season last season, and you might pull numbers, I simply don't care, because the French league is now number 6. It's not in the top 5 leagues. Again, he didn't finish as the best player in the French league. Yeah. He was left out of the team of the season, voted for fans. You know that Ligue 1 does 2, and both of them are official. So he didn't run through the 2. There were players who ran through the 2. Mbappe ran through the 2. We saw Openda run through the 2. Messi didn't run through the 2. His fellow players voted him in. The fans of, not PSG fans of Ligue 1 didn't vote him in. So it's very difficult how this thing happens. And let me tell you why this thing is very sad for me, where we are going the direction of this competition. If they were supposed to award the best player every year, not the best player of the year, but the best player every year, Messi Ronaldo will sweep this award till they retire. Because nobody is going to be better than Messi until Messi retires. It's a fact. He's that good. But if you are going to go by season, by what the award is supposed to be, awarding the player
performances over
that period, It's very. I agree with.
It's not awarding the most talented player.
Not talented because
it's awarding the one who has had the most impact
in the time frame under review.
In the time frame,
it's incredible
so
because.
What about those that say that the World Cup win overshadows everything? And Daniel pointed out that then that would mean there's no consistency.
So change the criteria. Let it be clear that in a World Cup year, because
the winner will come from a World Cup winning
Messi
team.
really had a very good World Cup.
Yes, he did.
But the French league, he was, like we said, he wasn't the best player there. Fans didn't vote him into it. PSG themselves, club-wise, were very underwhelming. The more reason why they have to change everything around the club now and try to go to a
Doesn't
direction.
the World Cup...
So,
doesn't it like... I mean, that's the argument some people have had. That the World Cup is the pinnacle of football and nothing else. And that in the year when a player does well and wins the World Cup, anything else is inconsequential.
I don't mind. I don't mind if that is it. If it had happened every single time.
That's what I'm saying. So you're saying that they're twisting it now?
No.
Because it's Messi?
Not because it's Messi. I gave a Ronaldo example. In 2014, Ronaldo didn't win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Messi won the Golden Boy in the World Cup.
As a matter of fact, in 2018, Ronaldo and Modric were the same team. Ronaldo was by far better than Modric with Real Madrid. Modric was just okay. Turns up to the World Cup final with Croatia, has a good World Cup. He's the Ballon d'Or winner. But the other seasons where the conversation has been different. It's confusing.
What about you? I don't know what you think about this award. Do you think Messi deserved it, or you think Ronaldo wasn't even nominated, was he?
He's in Saudi.
And he didn't deserve to be there, so rightly so.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Like we stand if he doesn't appear next year.
Do you think that Erling Haaland should have won? I don't know, but let me know your thoughts. 0551 575757. Also the hashtag #8SportsZone on Twitter. Remember, there's still a chance for you to join the quick cash. Use the hashtag, the short code *281#. And then you can play. Choose 8, which is Joy Prime. Enter 5 cities, 10 cities, whatever. The number of tickets, each ticket is 5 cities. And soon we'll give out our first winner. And then you could be one of 2 lucky winners to walk away with 500 Ghana cedis tonight. Let me take you to South Africa. That's where Mamelodi Sundowns took on.
Quickly, before you, I just want to ask a question.
Okay.
Who won the coach of the year? Who was awarded the coach of the year?
I haven't even seen that. Who won the coach of the year? Karim?
I just got on air before that.
I would really love to know the winner.
Okay, you want to check who won the coach of the year?
It's got to be Pep Guardiola, for sure.
Why not Scaloni? He won the World Cup.
Where's Benaya? Who won the coach of the year? Didn't see that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll get it for you. And then you can make your comment on it. All right. But I'm taking you to South Africa now, where Mamelodi Sundowns took on Al Ahly in the semi-finals of the African Football League, the first leg, and they won by 1-0. Let's show the highlights.
Here's Modiba. It's just a bit too high. No trouble for Mohamed El Shenawi. Thibaut Mokoena lifting it into the penalty box. It was a fine delivery, a fine header too, and an excellent save by Mohamed El Shenawi to deny Tapelo Maseko the opening goal. Excellent ball in from Mokoena. The header was very much on target from Maseko. Modiba lining up the shot, and it's just wide. Well, just over a minute of the second half gone. Sundowns making clear their intentions. Maseko once more. It's a brilliant strike. It's a stunning goal. And Mamelodi Sundowns have the breakthrough in this semi-final.
What a goal. Great goal by Maseko.
Maybe just the chance there has come off the upright. El Shenawi was beaten, and the follow-up over the bar. Well, that is as close as they've come to adding to their lead here. with a 1-0
All right,
defeat.
first leg advantage for Mamelodi Sundowns. They and Ali have a bit of history, these two teams. So every time they meet, it's always fireworks, but not as cracking as when Wydad take on Esperance. In fact, in one Champions League final between these two teams, the final was abandoned because of controversies. It's crazy. Wydad hosted the first leg, and they also won by 1-0 against Esperance.
First installment in Casablanca. Ayudel. It's Wydad through Bousfian, who take a slender after the first installment.
So there's that. A second leg. The second leg of these two matches are on Wednesday, and that's on the 1st of November. Quick thoughts on that. And listen to this, guys. While these four teams are cracking it out, look at the atmosphere, look at the pitch. Mediama Sporting Club are now scrambling for a new venue to host their CAF Champions League group stage matches because the Cape Coast Stadium has been rejected by CAF. CAF says it does not qualify to host any CAF organized competition. Now they have to resort to Baba Yara Sports Stadium, which in itself has many issues, doesn't qualify on its own. And they have to compromise and overlook so many things in order for Mediama just to host matches there. It's such a disgrace that a country that calls itself a footballing nation has no single facility that is good enough to even qualify to host AFCON qualifiers or World Cup qualifiers or even CAF Champions League matches. And I tell you this, every single time the Black Stars play in Kumasi, it's because CAF have had to relax so many of their requirements in order to just accept the Baba Yara Sports Stadium as a venue. Because if they were going strictly by the provisions of the CAF licensing system, there is no single stadium in Ghana that would have qualified to host a CAF or FIFA sanctioned game. That is the level of the disgrace that we've now found ourselves. And this is the African Football League, the elite of the elites of CAF competitions. That's where they are played. Those are the levels that our clubs need to aspire to get to. But yeah, we're not serious bunch. So anyway, quick thoughts on these two matches. The return legs will be fire now. Who are you tipping?
I think Ali at home, we know how difficult it can be. But
second leg is in Egypt. Huh?
Relani Makwena is a fantastic coach. Over the quarterfinal, they went out by a man in the first 5 minutes, held on to keep the scoreline at 0-0, qualified to the semi. So the reason I think Ali is going to win because it's Ali in Egypt, but I would really like to see how Relani takes his Sundowns team to Egypt to see how they can trouble them. Again, Esperance as well are very much still in this. I mean, WAC had the chances to kill the game. It could have been 3-0 for WAC. I think they were unlucky at times. They fluffed their lines at times, which means that you have an exciting second leg coming up, and I'm poised for that.
Look, we saw a Simba team go to Ali, give them a run for their money. In fact, Ali only progressed to this round on the basis of away goals. Yeah. They've not looked as convincing as we know them to be. And I think that there is a chance for Sundowns. At the start of the competition, I predicted a Wydad Ali final. I still maintain that I think Wydad will qualify. But for Ali, I'm not too sure. I think Sundowns can go to Egypt and do the job.
Interesting. Remember, all of these games, the African Football League, are live on Joy Prime. So do tune in on Wednesday for the return leg of this semi-final fixtures. All right? So do that. Let's do some Ghana Premier League now. By the way, when we were speaking about the Ballon d'Or, the ceremony is still actually ongoing, and Messi had not yet been given his trophy. He has now just been awarded his trophy, and we can go for live visuals now of Lionel Messi being awarded his Ballon d'Or. So these are the nominees: Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland there as well, and then Kylian Mbappe scored a hat-trick in the World Cup final. Then this man, Lionel Messi, had a great World Cup to remember, won his first World Cup trophy. They're the top four. And camera pans to the three of them. What was the point of this? Because it's not like we didn't know.
On a more serious note, if you're going to overlook Erling Haaland, in the year under review between Messi and Mbappe, surely the two of them played the same club. Surely Mbappe was far better than Messi. And even on the World Cup stage, Mbappe got more goals. The only difference in the World Cup is Messi won it. But we saw how close it was. He went to the shootout. So I think, yeah, like we've said, when it comes to voting, it's got to be preference, got to be not necessarily because one deserves it, but it's got to be how you perceive the game. What really matters to you in separating players. Others will be looking for different other things. But congratulations to Lionel Messi. He's 8th. That is a remarkable career that he's had. And yeah.
Ronaldo has how many?
5.
All right.
Yeah.
So no catching Messi now, surely.
No way.
That's David Beckham, who hands it to him. We were told he was going to be Drogba. That's a rather disappointing outcome. Surely.
Shame on Fabrizio.
I know, right? Fabrizio said Didier Drogba was going to be the one to hand over the trophy. And Chelsea fans were excited.
Well,
now we just wasted all of our time to watch David Beckham.
Credit to the organizers then. Because having read the scoop, they had to make the late adjustment perhaps.
All right, cool. So congratulations to Lionel Messi.
This thing used to be nice when it was surprising. You didn't know who was going to win.
I blame Fabrizio. He ruined everything.
Tell him to stick to transfers. You see?
He ruined everything. He ruined everything.
No, but wait. Did any of you hear? Are you guys saying here that needed Fabrizio to say what he said to what? To take the surprise away?
No, there were rumors
that Erling Haaland was going to win.
No, that Messi may win.
Yeah, they said
favorite. Fabrizio said Messi has been given.
Believe me, as soon as Messi won that World Cup,
he wasn't speculating
with all the narratives around it. I just knew he was going to win.
But to be fair to Fabrizio, even before he started tweeting, the Argentine media had already gone with it, and that Messi had been awarded.
He didn't need Fabrizio to.
Anyway,
to put up.
All right, cool. We will take a short break now. Still ahead. Remember, if you just joined us, the show is running from now till 10:30. So we have exactly 60 more minutes to show you highlights from around the world and put proper perspectives on every single one of them. You asked for it. We're giving you exactly that. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll take you to Ghana Premier League. Then we'll take you to England. And then we'll give us some money, of course, here on the show. You're watching Sports Zone on Joy Prime. We'll be right back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. My name is Fentio Tahir Fentio. I'm on with Daniel Cranting and Sicho Philip at Train. We are on from now till 10:30. The show has been extended for an extra 30 minutes. You wanted it, we've granted, which means we have enough time to read all your messages as well on the show. I'll take the first batch of messages and then we'll do a draw and give away 500 Ghana cedis before we take you into the Ghana Premier League and the English Premier League, of course. This message is from Demat Prince Ishmael. He says, I have no reason, but Messi doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or. Why should he? Winning of the World Cup wasn't entirely his making. Di Maria and others played a great role. Should be Mbappe winning the Ballon d'Or. That's your opinion. Ishmael, thank you for that, Prince. Gambero Roland, he says, hi, Fen. I think Harshofolk and Chelsea need more relief items than the Mepe flat victims. Watching them both play is sickening with no sense of urgency. Have you watched Man United play? Sorry. Martin Koopman is just a Frank Lampard Pro Max. Interesting. Niapne says, Sicho, what you said on the award scheme is spot on. Bright. I'm reading these messages from Twitter, by the way. The hashtag there is Sports Zone. So leave me a message there with that hashtag. Bright Jr. says, 5 man of the match awards at the World Cup and still Messi didn't do well. What school of thought is that one too? Interesting. This one says...
I'm not sure anybody has said Messi wasn't brilliant at the World Cup. No.
I don't know.
Far from that.
Niapne says, Daniel knows ball, my mind since 2010. And this one says, Jude Bellingham rightly deserves a Copa trophy. This is an incredible talent with great exploits, found meritoriously at the best team in the world, Hala Madrid. Fabulous stuff, and we, the Madridistas, are very proud of him, and we expect more from Jude. Great analysis, and welcome back, Fen. That's from Prince Dima Ishmael. Elia says, he's asking if the show is live on YouTube. I'm not sure it's live today, unfortunately. Molyneux, he says, after the World Cup, most fans believed Messi clinched his 8th Ballon d'Or. This is mostly popularity contest, which Haaland can pull. All right, interesting. Then again, Sicho spoke my mind. I stopped regarding the awards since 2010. And then some more awards happening. And then Pamela is sacking me and is doing the draw already. Okay, so That's that. Those of you who have been playing, the number is, the short code is *281#. So now we're doing the draw. You can see it live on the screen. One lucky number will be picked, and then you will win for yourself 500 Ghana cedis. Just click draw, please. Oh, man. All right, we know you, 0549169, and the last 3 numbers. Congratulations, you just won for yourself 500 Ghana cedis. Daniel, last week you wanted the winner to give you...
It's not me. I didn't win.
I didn't say you. I didn't say you won, okay? But
congratulations to the person, but I didn't win.
Hey. All right, let me read more messages. We'll try and see if we can speak to the person. But I've got more messages to share with you. A lot of you have been sending in messages on the show, of course, and let me read some of them. This time around, I'm going to, this time around, let me go to WhatsApp because there's a lot of messages there on WhatsApp. This message says, he says, Hala Madrid, Jude Bellingham for the win, and that he did win. Good evening, friend. You're most welcome. My name is Christopher. He said, congratulations to Lionel Messi. It's now very clear that nobody can be compared to him. My regards to my main man, Daniel, and Coach Nimley, and hi to all Chelsea fans. This is Castro Steve from China. You know him. Very popular guy. Always texting to this show. This is a message from Oscar in Tama. And Oscar says, Liverpool are going to lift the league this season. Klopp is building something wonderful, and by the time they gel together, it will be deadly for the opponents. We'll get into the English Premier League very shortly. This one says, congratulations on the extra 30 minutes. Please, friend, let Icardi walk us through top-match Serie A games from yesterday. Don't worry, we've got that. That's a message from Mutala. Sitcho is very excited about the fact that we can now show Serie A. Somebody's asking me why another TV station is off, and I don't know why. This one says, sweet good evening to you guys. I'm Bedroom Pep Guardiola from La Paz. Today, I want to give you, Danny, your share of the money I won yesterday. I won 3K, good, 0.5p. Send me your Momo number, Daniel.
Send it.
He says.
I'll send it.
I'll just type it and send it to you. Anyway, Nana Kwame Bennington, he says, he's from a section from America House, Tasty Grill and Bar. I've started multiplied, subtracted, added Black Stars and House of Folk problem, and it's the same, especially when it comes to appointing coaches, same way, same result, because House of Folk personnel are the same, in charge of, the same people in charge of appointing Black Stars coaches, he says. So they have the same mentality and they get the same results. Interesting. To this one, this person says, to those Ronaldo fan foolers, they should cry more. You to add your name, Add your name. This one says, I'm watching you live from Edjo, so please, Jude Bellingham is doing a great job and he deserves everything. He's won the Copa Trophy, so that's something. And this message says, I'm Kwekuti from KTU. Because you guys are telecasting a live show, all right, cool. So you're complaining about the voice and the video not matching. I'm sure that has been sorted out now. Has it? I believe it has been sorted out. I'll get you an update. This says, my name is Isha Meshi Kaje from Abokobi. How am I supposed to pronounce this name? I absolutely agree with Daniel's submission on the criteria in choosing the winner of the Ballon d'Or. Messi's 8. And he said Presec 8 hashtag. All right. Fifi Aiting Hacho says, friend, I hope you're well. The Ballon d'Or is all about the votes as well as the goodwill, and Messi has all of these. The results came out early because Fabrizio put it out there early. Haaland is a great striker, but he had no World Cup experience, as well as Euros appearance, as well as disappearing in the Champions League final. In my opinion, after Messi's exit, Haaland, Bellingham, and Mbappe will take over baby steps for them for now. Fifi Aiting in Hacho. I've been told we have our winner on the line. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can't hear him, Pamela.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear him in the background, but I can bet. What's your name?
My name is General Kelly.
Sorry?
General Kelly.
General Ken. General Ken, congratulations. Did you win how much did you win?
500 Ghana.
Congratulations. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ablekuma.
Ablekuma, in Accra?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Is this your first time?
This is my first time, man. This is my first time.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. You want to ask him something?
I want to ask him a very simple question. General Kelly.
Yeah, man.
How did you do it?
I mean, as soon as this program started, I texted and 5 cities.
No, General Kelly. That cannot be there. I don't understand. General Kelly, I'm dancing, I'm not winning. So I beg you. You just what did you type?
Show us the way.
What did you type?
What did you say before you put in the 5 cities?
Be simple. Just as soon as the program started, I texted. That's all.
So I should do it at the start of the program.
Yeah.
If it's so, I'll do it. I'll do it. If I win, I'll send you a share. I love that, my brother.
General Kelly, what's the first thing you're going to do with this money? General Kelly?
Yes, hi.
I'm asking. I said, what's the first thing you're going to do with this money?
Charlie, my tights first. So I will come out my tights first.
I love that, my brother. Thank God will bless you. You win more.
Congratulations. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You can be like General Kelly, *281#. We'll do another draw. Another person will get to win 500 Ghana Cedi. So, anyway, let's go straight to the matches now. We'll read more messages later. Hearts of Oak, they were at BPNA Gold Stars. That match ended 1-1. Here are the highlights.
Richmond IE, ever sharp, ever present. Oh! Goal will hold. The goal will not hold. Or will it? He didn't move immediately to the center. Let's take a look at it again.
Yes, absolutely. Apia Makati, with that particular dribble, is beating goalkeeper Richmond IE. Is landing at the back of the net. But then,
long ball forward, Accra had to put. It goes deep into the box. Arms are back in it. Accra are back in it, and who else to get the goal? But the gentleman who has puffed and puffed for 90 minutes of the game.
Hamza Issa for Accra Hasselhoff. It's a set piece, it's a free kick. It's being delivered, a long one into the box. Osei comes out, he fails to handle it, and Hamza Issa goes for the rebound. Has home the equalizer for Accra Hasselhoff. Look at it, Osei comes out, he's not catching the ball, surrounded by a number of Accra Hasselhoff players. And Hamza Issa is putting the ball at the back of the net for Accra Hasselhoff.
All right, unbelievable stuff. Michael Osei was livid after this game. He thought there was a foul on the goalkeeper before Issa's header. I just got a very interesting message from my good friend Yao from Pond. He says, next Sunday marks exactly a year since Hearts of Oak won 2 Ghana Premier League games in a row. The last time they did that was on October 29, 2022, when they beat Gold Stars 2-1, and then followed that up with a 1-0 win against Kotoko Royal. Since then, they've not won 2 games in a row. And that goal you saw was only their second goal this season in 7 matches. We'll talk about that shortly. But let's go to Kumasi. That's where Bichem United visited Kumasi Asante Kotoko. That also ended 1-1.
Referee's whistle goes. Richmond Lamptey quickly infected. Kotoko on the threshold of an attack. Here's Peter once again. An opportunity for Peter. Dead on target. 10 minutes gone in the first half. And Peter Aqua registers.
Absolutely. Look at the pass. Look at the pass. This is a solo, brilliant effort. Surrounded by 2 players. Just look at how he checked onto his left foot to deliver.
Avonyo comes back, picks up the ball, and Avonyo tries to tear away. Still with Avonyo, manages a decent cross. Oh! Prince Supreme! Brilliant!
It's spotted by the referees, and the goal will stand. Is that delivery from Avonyo from the left side? It was a great job.
That's a wonderful, wonderful header from Augustine Okran. Certainly, I think in the Ghana Premier League, we don't celebrate a lot of the Ghana Premier League legends enough. In my opinion, Augustine Okran will go down as a Ghana Premier League legend. There's no debate about it. Wonderful player. Let me take you to the full results for this weekend, match week 7 in the Ghana Premier League. There were lots of draws. The biggest winner, in my opinion, came from Nsua, who went away to Brecum Chelsea and beat them by 1-0, which took them top of the table. But look at that result. Ejiana also going to Tamale and beating RTU by 3-1. Fantastic result for them. Dreams FC struggle is continuing as far as that's concerned. Anyway, so Heart of Lions, they are still in search of their first win of the season. They were held at home 0-0 by Karela United. So Nsua, they are top of the table, of course. Hearts of Oak are in bottom 3 of the table there. Guys, quick thoughts on the two matches. I don't know where you want to start. You can just pick any.
Yeah, I think Hearts of Oak.
Oh God.
The 1-0 draw is an important one for them. They are not great away from home. And it could have easily been another defeat on the road for them. They just needed something to hang on to, just bring some feel-good factor about the club. And make no mistake, not many teams are going to pick any points from the dance park in BBN. It's an incredibly terrible place to go. But when you look at the goal that they consider from the set piece, that is what disappointed the coach even more. Because it's a complete goalkeeping error.
Yeah.
Ayi is right behind the wall, can't see the ball. By the time the ball crosses the wall, he's too late to react. Credit to Apia McCarthy. He's got a phenomenal technique over the dead ball.
He's
got a wonderful bend. Like the way he just dips the ball over the wall is incredible. But for Hearts of Oak to have fought back, it could have just been, oh no, another day at the office.
Could have folded their arms.
Absolutely, but for them to have fought back and got that 1-0, it's an important. For Kotoko as well, again, they are not winning games because
4 draws in 7 matches.
It's the thing, they are not losing, but they're not winning.
Yeah.
But if you want to win the league, you need to start winning some of these games at home. But what a header from Augustine Okran, as Riley said, is a legend of the Premier League. Not the biggest man, but just applied that header so well.
Daniel?
It's about killing off the game when you have the opportunities. After going a goal up, I expected them to kill off the game, Asante Kotoko. They should have buried it. They had a couple of decent opportunities. It could have been 2-0 game out of the window and then 3 points. But unfortunately for them, they were unable to. And when you are facing not even the teams, but players as iconic as Okran, you know that a moment is just a couple of minutes away, and when he gets it, you know he'll take it. So, good point for Bechim, for Kotoko. More disappointing for them, especially because it's at home.
All right, Ogum said that the results will come because they're creating chances, he says. I saw, if you listen to the post-match interview of Bismarck Obi-Mensah, he said they were robbed because they scored a goal that was disallowed, and he felt that it shouldn't have been. It was a poor decision, he says, from the assistant referee. Anyway, let's move to the English Premier League, beginning with this wonderful hat-trick from Eddie Nketiah when Arsenal hosted Sheffield United. They won by a thumping 5-0. All right, Arsenal, very comfortable victory for them. Eddie Nketiah, he started in 9 of Arsenal's 10 matches this season. Clearly, the manager trusts him. He's repaying the manager. At the moment, I have nothing to say. He's living the dream.
Well, I think Eddie Nketiah is the best finisher in the Arsenal squad.
Is he?
I think he is. I think he's a better finisher than Gabriel Jesus. We can talk about who's a better footballer, all-round football quality, who brings something else to the team. But if
there's more striker instinct about him.
If they're looking for a striker in the box, some movement, that one touch before the finish, has got to be Eddie Nketiah. And for Arteta, he would be happy that he's got the availability of different kinds of players who suit different scenarios. You know, you got Gabriel who can do a different job as a number 9. Mm-hmm. He's not like for Eddie Nketiah. So if you need something else from your number 9, you could trust Eddie Nketiah for that. You can even at times throw on Kai Havertz, who hasn't settled yet, but he's also giving you those options. So yeah, credit that to Eddie Nketiah that is taking his opportunities, and what a hat-trick.
Arsenal are still there and about, making sure that they're keeping up with Tottenham Hotspur and Man City. It's critical that they win games like this comfortably and as good as they played in this game, because certainly it does their castle credentials a lot of good.
Yeah. To be honest, if you follow the Premier League over the past years, I think Arsenal's main competition is Manchester City and Liverpool. I think we all know that Tottenham Hotspur they'll fall. And no, they'll fall from the top. Yeah. It's not that I don't think they'll drop out of the top 4. But when you look at their squad quality all around, I don't think they'll challenge. I think December is when the boys will be separated from the men. If you look at the consistency of Liverpool, of Manchester City, I think that's where Arsenal's eye is. And Arsenal need to start separating themselves as quickly as possible, like what they did last season. Because I feel if they're able to do that, and by March they are leading both Liverpool and Man City by 7-8 points, they will win. I've already said that they will win the league. And it's very important for them to stack up the goal difference like what they did. When you meet teams like Sheffield United, it's not just about winning the game, it's about winning it with style, and they did that perfectly.
Absolutely. And Arsenal, certainly, they haven't won the league since 2004. It's been a long, long time since they won the Premier League. One team that certainly knows how to win the Premier League is Chelsea. Somehow, they have forgotten how to win games. They've hosted Brentford at Stamford Bridge on the back of an impressive run of results, especially a draw against Arsenal. Somehow, they fell to a 2-0 defeat at home. I'm very confused, okay? How do you go from that performance against Arsenal to this? Sicho, help me. I'm very confused. Danike, I'm very confused.
In terms of what, the result? Or
yes.
Did you watch the game?
I watched the game.
Was it that bad for you?
You conceded 2 goals. It doesn't matter how well you play. It doesn't matter. You concede 2 goals. You lose at home. It's terrible.
Well, I didn't think Chelsea.
There's no way to explain it away.
I didn't think Chelsea looked like they were going to score in the game, and that for me,
I actually tweeted about it.
That for me is the major problem, because they play some very good football, but at times it's a bit passive, a bit too sideways, too many simple passes. Nobody really taking the risk to break the lines, and at times it was somewhat comfortable for Brentford because they were happy to have Chelsea at times concede the ball to them. And look at what
Chelsea have struggled against low block teams.
Yeah, and so we're very excited to see Chelsea have the ball and ask them to come and break them down. But when they've got Jackson, who looks still very raw, when they've got, I thought Cole Palmer was again decent in the game, but nobody really running into those channels where they could create. And Chelsea have not got too many players who in tight spaces look like they can weave through. They need players who can get into those spaces and play. And for Brentford, when you play against them, you know that with those 2 players they've got up front, they're going to limit some of your back line from pushing too much up. So at some point, there was a big gap between defense and Chelsea's midfield, and that's why I thought Brentford found some joy. And in the end, you know, Brentford scoring that goal, holding on to it to the last minute, Sanchez trying to gamble, and then Mbappe and Mbeumo, you know, punishing Chelsea. It's just a bit disastrous. And one thing I didn't quite catch from Pochettino's why he started Disasi where he did start him, because I thought it also limited Chelsea a little bit. Malo Gusto hasn't been necessarily great going forward, but what he does is once he pushes forward, it forces whoever is playing on that side to also come in a little bit to add up to the numbers centrally. But one thing you realize, Noni Madueke had to be very wide and stick to the width because nobody was really pushing up to support that side.
And Jackson is another problem. Obviously, he's not a finisher. Danny, you want to say something? Because I've got something that I wanted to show.
Yeah. For me, it's funny because facing a team like Brentford, I don't think you expect teams to be carving chance after chance after chance against this Brentford team, and especially the way they set up. In that back 5, when they are sitting, they're very comfortable. I think Chelsea created enough opportunities, especially in the first half, to at least take the lead. Madueke hit the bar, okay, fine, that was a moment of brilliance. But that through ball from Palmer to Cucurella. You see, you say, oh, it's Cucurella, and you let it go. But all the other serious teams are scoring those chances. Arsenal is scoring those chances. Liverpool is scoring that chance. Man City is scoring that chance.
That's the point I wanted. I want you to have a look at this, Daniel. This clip, okay? Benaya, let's roll it. Just go through all these misses from Chelsea. And it makes the point that you have been talking about all the time. Chelsea are creative. Look at this. Chelsea are missing all kinds of chances. That's a penalty. Look. All right? This is a free kick. It's a crossbar. Somebody should be scoring. Look at this one.
This was brilliant. This was a moment of brilliance. But this is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Man City is scoring this chance. Arsenal is scoring this chance. Liverpool is scoring this chance. But some way, somehow, Chelsea is not scoring. Look at this miss from
Look
Jackson.
at this.
This is not on Pochettino. Are you a professional footballer? You can't score this. The pole is big, oh. The pole is big.
Look at this one. I mean, like,
Again,
he just walked the ball straight into the goal.
My point is, when you look at scenarios like this, it is the coach's job to create these sort of scenarios. They are getting in positions like this. They are unable to put the ball in the back of the net. That is not on Pochettino. When I look at the game against Brentford, Chelsea should have been leading even before Brentford scored that 1-0. So to look at it and say it wasn't a bad performance. Again, the players, and you see, I can't also blame the players because from the start of the season, we knew that this is them.
Yeah.
So whoever went to buy them must take responsibility for it because this is not Chelsea.
Yeah. I'm sure Chelsea fans are watching this clip and asking themselves, are these professional players? Look, chance after chance after chance, Chelsea have missed this season. Like, it's unbelievable. They have also been unlucky, to be honest.
Yeah, they've been unlucky at times, to be fair. But again, as Danny said, when you've got Jackson leading the line,
what is this?
I feel sorry for him a little bit because Chelsea have brought him in and thrown him into an impossible position where he's just not ready for the stage. He needs grooming. But all of a sudden, he has to step it up and be the Didier Drogba or be the Diego Costa of those years. He's just not ready for it. And it could very much affect his confidence. And Chelsea at the moment really have to hope that Nkunku gets back from that injury. And when he's back, he's as sharp as we need him to be. Because at the moment, they don't have goal scorers in the team.
Oh, God. Anyway, let's go to a team that knows how to score. That's Liverpool. They hosted Sheffield. They won comfortably by 3-0. And they played this game while aware that Luis Diaz, the Colombian forward, his parents were kidnapped in Colombia. The police rescued his mother. His father is still missing. And they've mounted police and military search for him now. And they've even offered a £50,000 reward for anybody that will provide information leading to the police finding him. So if you know where Luis Diaz's father is, please tell the police you can walk away with £50,000. It's a lot of money. But I want to show this game because we're spending a bit of time on there. Manchester United hosted Manchester City in the Manchester Derby. It was supposed to be a big rivalry between two big teams. In the end, it was a walk in the park for Manchester City. The citizens triumphing over the Red Devils. Easy. Too easy for Manchester City. Anyway, even though Haaland scored twice, the man of the match was Bernardo Silva. What a performance he put up. I'll ask you about his impact in that game very shortly. But let me show you the full results from the Premier League this weekend. There was defeat for West Ham. Kudus Mohammed started his first Premier League game of the season, but it wasn't enough. They lost by 2-1. Tottenham Hotspur started it off on Friday night with a 2-1 win against Crystal Palace. Jordan Ayew scored a consolation goal for Crystal Palace there. You see the other results. Brighton, Fulham ended 1-1. Everton got an away win against West Ham, 1-0, not 2-1, as I said earlier. Wolves and Newcastle ended 2-2. Bournemouth beat Burnley by 2-1. Let's look at the table as things stand. After 10 matches, Tottenham comfortably on top, 26 points. Arsenal and City right behind them, Liverpool as well, and Aston Villa, surprise package of the season so far under Unai Emery. Wonderful stuff for them. The bottom half of the season, of the table, looks like this. Sheffield United, Burnley, and Luton, the three teams that came up from the Championship, are the three teams in the bottom three. Chelsea are in the bottom half of the season as well. They are in the 11th position. It's a position they wobbled around a lot last season, and now they're playing with it again. Guys, let's talk about the Manchester Derby. It wasn't competitive at all. Ten Hag said the first half they stayed in and around. He said the second half they took their foot off the pedal. But even that first half that he spoke about, they had Onana to thank.
Listen, these days, when I listen to Eric Ten Hag's post-match interviews, I get confused because it looks like what everyone else saw on the game.
It's not what he saw.
From pitch side, he sees something else. And maybe because he's got the luxury of the pitch side, he sees something else. Because when he said that in that first half was toe-to-toe, it's I don't know. Listen, again, let me put the context to this. City have not been great ahead of this game. Yet, against United, they look like peak City. City only managed to get past Brighton in a game where in the last 10 minutes, Brighton almost got another goal back to make it 2-2. They've not played with a lot of fluidity about them as we've known them to be. But against Man United, there was no stopping them. And I think all of that comes down to the coaching from Erik ten Hag. Because when you are into your second season with a group of players that you know so well, most of whom you have handpicked, it's practically unacceptable to see the team play the way they play. And for me, I don't even want to go into the whole tactics. It's irrelevant because they were beaten anyhow. Physicality, tactically, passion-wise, fights, everything, they were beaten. So even analyzing the game and how they lost tactically doesn't make sense. It wasn't even close, right? Now, after 2-0, United stopped fighting for everything. And that second goal came only 4 minutes into that second half. Every head was completely down. It didn't look like... we've seen other games where teams are leading 2-0 at Old Trafford and United are fighting for something because they know that the next goal is what is crucial. At 2-0, it didn't look like United were chasing anything. And friends, I've heard a more recent thing about Man United that everything happening outside the club or off the pitch is what is affecting what is on the pitch. I think that makes no sense. And I'll tell you why. What is happening off the pitch with the Glazers sale got to do with players turning up at training and a coach coaching them to tell them how to play and win a game on a match day? I mean, that's again because I don't know how the ownership situation should affect the performance of the team. It has nothing to do with it. And I'll tell you what's even worse. FC Barcelona last season when Xavi won La Liga, Barcelona were in financial ruins. Players were being owed monies. They were in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. They take a lot of money from the players in pay cuts. They were owing some of the players. He went on to win the league. They qualified in the Champions League. They played the brand of football that the coach had coached them to play. Do you know what is happening at Everton? Everton have got problems of their own. But I tell you what, when they step up onto the pitch, the players are playing like we are here to do our job. Yes, Juventus, in last November, all their directors resigned. And the club, they were down 10 points. But mathematically, putting those points together, Juve finished second. The simple reason is, for everything that happens with the hierarchy around the club, the playing body have got their conditions to go in and train and turn up on match days and play. When you watch Man United play football, they don't look like a team that have got a clue about what they want to do. It's okay to lose games. It's very okay to lose games. But do it honorably. But there's a way to lose. When you look at Chelsea play, you can quite clearly tell what the manager wants them to do. It's just not working because personnel. But when you watch Man United play, it's impossible now to blame personnel because you don't even know what the personnel are supposed to do that they are failing at doing. And that is where the major problem is. And I think Ten Hag maybe doesn't even have the answers to solving it. Daniel, for United fans watching right now, what's this? Just throw your arms in the air and give up? Or what? Is there redemption for Ten Hag?
It's
You're speechless.
You know why? Because last season, we saw very, very good coaching. Incredible coaching from Ten Hag. We saw it with our eyes. We saw how his substitution, even bringing on players who were inferior to the standard of Man United, will come on and change a game the way he wanted the game to be changed. Then you go into a transfer window and you do very poor business, in my opinion. True. But it is what you want. So back the manager, fine. And then you come into this season. Look, Fent, I don't think there's a single player in the Man United team that understands what they are supposed to do on the pitch. Seriously speaking. Because when you look at the differences in approach, game by game, you see, I always say this thing, tactics may change, but philosophies don't change. Okay? City may play a 3-back today, they may play a 5-back tomorrow. But the principle of keeping possession, fluidity in movements, it's always the same. But with Man United, it's like every time the players come out onto the pitch, there's something completely different that they are doing. And it doesn't follow a pattern. They are very confused. So they are just there. basically just there and existing and waiting for 90 minutes to be up so they can go back into the dressing room. And that, you see, nobody can convince anybody that is not down to coaching. It's not down to anything else. Wow. The Glazers don't pick the team. The Glazers don't buy the money. They just provide the cash for the money. What shocked me completely on Sunday was the halftime substitution bringing Mason Mount in. It is not about taking Amrabat off because he was on a yellow card. That was dangerous. But when you are taking a player like Amrabat, in the conditions that were happening in the first half, what we could see, the amount of possession Man City had, the way City could create just when they wanted to, when they felt like opening.
It was too easy.
It was too easy. If you want to bring in an attacker, wait, why are you even bringing on an attacker then? Because you are struggling to have a grip on the game. That's what was happening. Man, you didn't. When Man had possession of the ball, City were telling them where to pass.
Yeah, City were dictating the game.
Where
even
Man to pass, even without the ball. So you need to try and get a grip on the game before you can push and try and get an attacking onus on the game. But bringing Mason Mount on, look, let me just put it plain and simple. It was like somebody holding a console, playing FIFA, wanting extra attackers, with somebody with pace, so that you can pass it. It was literally like we were playing FIFA 2023 because it had no tactical. There was no reasoning behind that substitution. Because when it happened, and I'll tell you the story. I was watching the game with my sister, and I told her exactly what was going to happen once that substitution was happening. And we sat there. And when the second goal was happening, we dictated it from when City passed from the back. How it was going to happen. I pointed out the space at the left-hand side that had been left on Grealish's side. What City were trying to do with what Man U had done at the point. Ball goes there. The ball is crossed. How can I sit in my house in Abokobi and predict what is going to happen? And the manager is on the pitch, and he can't see.
And to make it worse, when you've signed a player for 100 million in Anthony, when you've signed Mount, and the whole summer, he said he was a complete midfielder, very important. In the biggest game of the season,
they're sitting on the bench.
The two of them are sitting on the bench.
160 million.
They make no impact. The owners right away look at you and be thinking, do you know exactly what you're doing, man?
Exactly. I mean, it's a fair point. And right now, Everton has us leads under pressure. And already the stories are flying around about potential replacement and how he could possibly
not the sad thing for
get the sack.
He spent 400 million on almost an entire team.
He signed 9 players.
Substandard team. Who should come and use Mount and Anthony? If they sack him today.
Anyway, all right. Karim is almost ready, but I want to get El Clasico out the way, and then we'll go to Karim before Ghanaian players abroad. Real Madrid against Barcelona. Barcelona hosted, scored first. Somehow, they still gave away the 2-goal lead. Jude Bellingham scored his 10th and 11th goals of the season to turn it around for the Madridistas. Here are the highlights.
Football Club Barcelona against Real Madrid. Rolls it to Gundogan. Into Ferran, he wanted that back. Gundogan, he's charging through here, and Alaba, and Gundogan's finished, and Barcelona take the lead. It's his first goal for the club. He came to Barcelona off the back of a prolific season for Manchester City. Scored 8 goals last campaign. He hasn't really come close so far, but what a game to pick to score your first goal, bursting through the middle to give Barcelona the early lead. It's Barcelona 1.
All right, so Barca scored the first goal there. Ilkay Gundogan, he's now scored in the Manchester derby, in the Clasica between Dortmund and Bayern. He's now scored in the El Clasico. Sicho, from then on, it looked like Barca actually started really well. The intensity was great, but I don't know what happened.
No, I think they did, and then we spoke about on Friday that once Madrid were going to concede the width to Barcelona, they were going to have fun with it. And the second half, I thought Haaland made an important change. Once he changed that 4-1-3-2 system, and went to play the 4-2-3-1, sent Fede Valverde wide and sent Vinicius wide, had Joselu leading the line and Bellingham in behind him. He actually gave Real Madrid a bit of stability. But he didn't play great, but these were the moments. And I thought Bellingham's effort could have been maybe saved by Ter Stegen. He could have done a lot better with it. I thought he applied the wrong technique. I'm not sure we have enough time to even delve into that. But when you look at it from here, as the ball approaches him, he actually is going with a hand, which is not going to be his longest reach. And for goalkeeping technique, when the ball is around your chest level when you stand, you have to go with the hand that is closer to you. When it's above your chest level, you have to throw the other hand that is becoming your longest reach. He applied the wrong technique mistimed it. But boy, oh boy, when in this kind of form, everything falls perfectly for you. And Jude Bellingham was on hand to finish it off.
Great stuff for him. All right, anyway, so congratulations to them, Real Madrid winners of the El Clasico. We'll talk boxing shortly after Karim and then the draw. Karim, welcome to the show. You all right?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Take us through quickly what you've got for us from Ghanaian players abroad, 27th to the 29th.
Yeah, so Atizigi again in goal. He played for St. Gallen in their 3-1 win over Grasshopper. He couldn't keep a clean sheet. Then Leroy Owusu, he played for Silborg in their 0-0 draw against... he played for Odense in their 0-goalless draw against Odense. Then Abdul Momin, this guy, he deserves what he got over the weekend. He scored a cracker for Rayo Vallecano in their 2-2 draw against Real Sociedad. Then Emmanuel Intim, he played for Kong in their 2-2 draw against Valencianis. In that game, he completed the most tackles, won the most duels, that is 12. Then Gideon Mensah, he played for AG Auxerre in their 1-0 loss to Dunkirk in the French League 2. In that game, he completed 4 crosses and won 3 tackles in that game. Then we come to Elisha Owusu, who was also in action in that game with Auxerre losing to Dunkirk. In that game, he completed the most duels, won 12. That he completed 3 of the 4 tackles he attempted. Then Salis Abdul Samad, he played his best game of the season so far for Lens in their 4-0 win over Nantes. In that game, he completed the most passes of any player on the floor. That's 67 over 71. Then also he won 3 fouls in that game.
Okay.
Then Iñaki Williams, he provided a critical cross that won Bilbao, a point against Valencia, a pinpoint one, of course. Then we come to Jordan Ayew. Spurs won at Palace, but he scored a beautiful goal. There were debates about it being a foul, but we don't care. It's a nice goal. Then Joseph Pencil, he also scored for Genk in their 3-0 win over Kortrijk. Then Antoine Semenyo, he scored the 2nd goal of the season for Bournemouth in their 2-1 win against Burnley.
He did really well. Anyway, thank you, Karim. We'll wrap up with boxing here because Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou, they went head-to-head in a heavyweight fight. There was no title on the line. Francis Ngannou is an MMA fighter. Secured a knockdown in the 4th round. Still lost the fight by a split decision. Many people think it was a robbery. Daniel, I mean, I don't know, man. He said, Tyson Fury said this was his toughest fight in the last 10 years.
I was shocked. These are some of the things about boxing that put a huge stain on the sport. It's really not the best because everybody watches the fight. Everybody's thinking in one direction. And then the scorecard comes in. Credit to Ngannou. His first boxing bout, and he's given probably the greatest heavyweight boxer, one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time, a huge run for his money because we know how good Tyson Fury is. And for him to push him all the way, for everybody knows that Ngannou won. But yeah, unfortunately for
he still walked away with $10 million anyway.
It doesn't matter.
And he looks like he doesn't look like he broke a sweat at all. Anyway. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, there was of course massive Serie A games that we wanted to bring you. Couldn't do that, but we will prioritize Serie A going forward because Sicho has been angling for that, and we finally have the opportunity to do that. So more Serie A in the following weeks. Also, my producer is telling me we are unable to do the 2nd draw because the system shut down after 10, which means that next week we'll get 3 draws next week. So I promise you we'll do that next week, 3 draws. So it means next week we are handing out 1,500 Ghana cedis next week to the same people who are here, who played tonight, and will be with us next week. It's been amazing coming your way with another episode of Sports Zone on Joy Prime. My name is Fentu Tahir Fentu. Daniel Cranting and Sichofe Philip Atrim were my guests. Thank you guys so much. And for you who sent in messages or made time to tune in, you are the absolute VIPs. Thank you so much. Until next week, it's bye-bye for now.